I have run to that camera, well, walked to and from that camera, it feels like 100 times. Record, delete, record, delete, record, delete, record, delete. It's pretty funny because of what I'm trying to do is speak from my heart about something that is very meaningful to me, and saved my life, brought me back to life in various ways, and every day when I can remember to acknowledge and work with, be mindful of, it feeds me. And then this voice is coming in going, nah, you better delete that. You ought to, nah, well, hold on, tighten it up. Or what if you're, what if you're misunderstood and thought of as useless and soft, unmanly? Maybe you better keep writing, because you need to find the right combination of the right words to create this perfect sales pitch. Otherwise, it won't be heard. Well, that voice is like I'm working at all the time at giving that a new job. The thing is vigilant. It's it's there and working and vigilant, and it's almost like it fears that if I'm centered here in my heart, feeling sturdy and strong and good, then it's like it's gonna die or have no use, and so it's like it needs to crash in, and almost doesn't realize something that it's stifling progress. So I need to like compassionately reorient that energy, its energy, and like, you know. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But what I want to talk about is our wildness, connecting to our original form, finding the gold, taking off the armor, or rather rebuilding the armor, reconfiguring, building on a better, lighter, stronger materials. To say it plainly, and watch out for this one, opening my heart. How's that sound? How's that sound when I say it to you? Opening your heart. Do you feel any aversion to that? Oh, that's risky, dangerous. That's for sissies. Or, that sounds great. Huh, I've never heard so much about that. They should have taught something like that in school. Whatever it is, it's funny, I mentioned the aversions because I normally would have, that's not safe, this world's crazy, we need armor. Yes, and we can actually, I think if we look around, work around inside, we can find and reorganize our boundaries and way of seeing the world by working on opening that back up, decalcifying. I think especially for men, and women too, but it's quite encouraged to have a closed heart. Be up here, always up here. I think I'm pretty sure those are very, very different things. We need them both, just like masculine and feminine. We need them both, night and day. And for me, it's been of great value. And some of that armor specifically, for myself, more obviously would have been like booze. Well, that's an easy one to see. Medication. After some research and experience, after years, I felt and saw that one. No, thank you. But some other interesting ones that go on all the time that I've tried to work with would be like sarcasm or humor. Everybody likes a good hee-haw, gut buster. There's nothing wrong with sarcasm. It's just like, how is it being used, right? Am I being sarcastic so I don't have to say what I really mean, or am I being ambiguous to like drive you crazy? That's extreme. But am I allowing for space? Is it just simply space? Like to make a joke, is it space to keep you from knowing who I actually am or how I feel right now? Always looking for the funny thing to say, or predicting what you're going to say, or, it's tough stuff. We're supposed to have the answer, supposed to be with it. Not. But some of the answers might actually come through an open heart and relating and feeling our surroundings, any of it. If you were to just take this knife and go, yeah, I'm not relating to this wood. I'm not going to consider which way the grain's running or how it's split, and how to start this, or where in the log to go because of the split, or that this keeps chipping. So it doesn't work. We've got to sit and participate, give a little, no, that's not going to work. Let me try and flip it around. Let me sharpen my blade. If we were just at it all one way, it would not work. We have to relate. We don't have to in terms of our behavior with other people, but I think there's great gold and value and love in that. And we all rise up and heal in different ways. But complaining and blame, that might create a space from some ownership of like where I could improve. That's wrong. That policy's stupid. That's just yeah. This is all so screwed up. There's no reason. Why would I go inside? I'm doing way better. Or why even bother? Because the world's just a racket. More space. The wrong kind of space, I think. Jaded. To be unaffected by everything as sort of as a goal of like being chill or cool. That might just be walking deadness. Again, difference between, say, being centered or picking your battles or whatever. But to be unimpressed by everything, then you may not get a chance for joy. Or to get out that deep sadness, or grief. I don't think, trying to learn about grief, our culture does not really do much with that stuff. Aloof, just simply tuning out. Maybe that's a more obvious one. Harshness. What does that improve? That doesn't teach anybody anything new, like screaming at a kid. Or it can even be in concept, I'm doing this to you for your own good. Again, this isn't like the right kind of discipline, but what are examples of harshness? Even in the attitude, being a dickhead to the guy at the store or the gal at the store, whoever. For what? Or it's easier to be nice to the person at the store, but then be an asshole to your wife. Or that's like the hardest thing, is to work on the close relationships. That is, some say, is the highest form of spiritual practice. Not needing. I don't need that. I don't need water. I don't need food. I don't need love. I don't need people. That's true. That could be true. And rock and roll, man, just don't hurt anybody. But what I'm saying is there might be on the other side of that, with any of these, some real different kind of life force in connection than that we wouldn't be getting otherwise. That's like better than coffee. That's or a good meal. And then like shame and grandiosity. I've been working on my own sort of like built-in shame, or to like what you know, learning to dance around a fire again, or play my drum, and just look around and love things. You know, I think there's a lot of shame. There's a lot of shame in men, and that's a real good one to talk about. And overcoming that, you know, or working with it, or even considering it. I'd say maybe even a lot of the problems in the world are based in shame. And what's like the easiest thing to do is go up to grandiosity over that shame. And then, you know, play fucking tough guy. It's crazy stuff. I'm not saying anything about what's better or worse. Those are just some armor for me that would prevent me from even actually connecting to myself, because it's not just about other people, it's about a relation to yourself, even in that inner monologue. You know, they're talking about that voice that's telling me I'm doing all this wrong and trying to crush progress. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a relation. That's not crazy. That's not, you know, you might say schizophrenia or something. No, we all have these things. They might speak our language actually, or be feelings, or, you know, and considering we can change these things, and all the things I just labeled for me would keep me distant, not only from other people but myself. And when it's appropriate and boundaries and all that is a whole different thing, but just very generally, that would keep me away from finding a value and a love and like a worthwhile purpose to improve and change the way I even treat myself, whether it be diet, you know, food, or my mind, and thinking about how I'm thinking about how I'm loving, you know, relating. So, I wonder, can you tell when you're in your heart? I think you know. Maybe you're rolling around with your dog, you know, or maybe you're hanging out talking to your grandma or something, and whoever that person is in your life. Most people have a place or a person where you're just you're just like existing. You don't have that knot in your stomach. You know, I can tell when I'm not in my heart is because I have a knot in my stomach, or suddenly a hard conversation feels like not good work, but hard work. Or if I feel one up or down, then I'm not in my heart. And I think it's valuable to pay attention to that, because then we also hear people too. I think we can hear people better. You know, we have these ideas that kind of make us go, he's from the South, or he's a Democrat, or he's a Republican. He's just full of shit. I don't need to listen. Well, maybe not. I don't know. You know, that's a kind of surface level example, but it's worth considering. You know, there's a lot of ways to go to your heart. But who do we want to be in the world? We absolutely have the power to change that. If I just went with this fucking disease model, you know, any doctor, you're an alcoholic, here, you've got depression, take these, you know, fuck off. It's garbage. I think. I'm not telling you to get off anything or change, you know, this isn't medical advice, but the disease model is absolutely bullshit. So is the idea of people being born evil. That they're made, just like dogs. They're not mean or evil. You make them. You make people drink. You make people, you know. So, check that out. You know, can you take a breath and even imagine breathing from your heart? You might fall into that place of seeing what's working, or how lucky we are, or, you know, in terms of what is working. This isn't to minimize anyone's suffering. This is like ways of possibly looking at it and taking it seriously in a way to make more goodness, more peace and joy, so that we want to whittle spoons and notice our trees and love our ladies or man or whatever you're into. Just some ideas. And I got tired out. Thanks for listening. And wow, it's such a big conversation, the whole thing, you know. And I think even story is a good way to get into your heart and learn stuff about yourself. And, but what a good time to do it, you know. And I think it's a good conversation that we need to have and consider, because I think we all want it. We just maybe have various ways of thinking that it's not attainable or effective, or I don't know. But that's what we're here for. That's what the earth is made of. All this vibrating energy. It's love, man. That's what I believe. I'll see you soon.